Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new. I do mummy videos, lifestyle vlogs, you name it, I probably have done it. So today I want to get into how I got my baby to sleep through the night by using a gentle parenting method. There's a variety of techniques that I use to get my baby to sleep through the night. But first, let's get into what didn't work. So I was adamant on using the Babywise sleep method training technique, and I just found myself getting so stressed over it. Now, if you haven't heard about Babywise, it kind of goes along the lines of eat, play, sleep in a 3-hour cycle. So you feed every 3 hours. Pretty much, which is great for a newborn because they need it, but as the baby gets older they kind of need to be awake more. So it's great in theory, but once I applied it I just found myself getting so frustrated and stressed out. My biggest problem was getting Theo to sleep. He would fight it and I'd find myself really struggling. Now at the time I didn't realize that as he was getting older he didn't need as much sleep so frequently, so he would fight it. So before I even realized the reason why he would fight the sleep, I decided to throw Babywise into the air and try different methods. So I stumbled across the practically perfect baby sleep training routine, and I thought this was great because it was more detailed and still along the lines of the Babywise but slightly different. The practically perfect baby sleepwise routine wanted you to give your baby the chance to learn how to self-soothe. So it's suggested to let your baby cry it out for 15 minutes and then go in and settle him or her. Now I was desperate, so I gave this a go, but I, from this day, suffer so much mum guilt from even attempting the cry out method. I do not recommend it. This was not sustainable. We did it for probably a week until I was like, no, I can't deal with it. I'm throwing in the towel. So then we were kind of in limbo. Now I was like, well, strict methods didn't work, so I'm going to try baby-led sleeping. So Theo would wake up and go to sleep whenever he wanted, but I found that no one in the house was really sleeping, not even Theo. He'd catnap all day and night, he'd wake up so frequently, and I couldn't be the best parent I had potential for because I was just so grumpy and tired all the time. By the time Theo hit 8 weeks, I was so desperate to find some type of method to implement, and I stumbled across the little one's sleep routine. This was actually recommended on my mom's group, and I thought, really, what have I got to lose? So I purchased the package and I was like, right, I'm going to put 100% in for the first 2 weeks, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and if it does, then I'm safe. So at the beginning, Theo was going to bed at around 10:30 at night and waking up around 6:37. So I really wasn't getting that much sleep because I'd have to wake up and feed him as he's exclusively breastfed. In the first few weeks of the sleep program, we managed to move Theo's bedtime from 10:30 to 7 p.m, which is recommended on the program. Now, it took a lot of persistence, don't get me wrong, but it was so worth it. So the only catch was he was now waking up at 5:30 in the morning. So if I went to bed earlier, then I was fine. But if I didn't, then yeah, grumpy Tiana again. I just kept persisting though, and eventually he fell into the habit of waking up at 6:30 to 7 a.m. Now, I think a lot of this has to do with me shortening his daytime naps. So Don't get me wrong, a baby still has to nap because once they're overtired, their cortisol hormone kicks in and that's stress. So they fight it. So yes, Bub still needs to sleep during the day, but for a baby's certain age group, it might be different for how long they should be awake for. This sleeping program is really great because it's really detailed for each age group, and they also have online support. So they have a Facebook page which you become a member of when you purchase a package, and that's 24/7 online support. It's so good. Like, I had them replying to me at 4 o'clock in the morning. So other than the sleep program, there's a few techniques that I highly recommend implementing if you really want to extend that stretch overnight for your baby's sleep. So you want to create a positive sleep association. The things that I use to create a positive sleep association are blackout curtains, a swaddle, a comforter, so I have the Riff Raff doll, white noise, and from the day dot, we've always put Theo in his bassinet to go to sleep. Now, the key is to put Bub in awake, obviously tired, otherwise they might fight it, but just that 25% awake so they are aware that they are going to bed in their own bed. The worst habit you can get into, which I did, is allowing Bub to fall asleep in your arms or at the breast, because once they're older, they're going to expect you to put them to sleep and they're not going to be able to learn to put themselves to sleep. So another great thing about this program is before the age of 4 months, you can do whatever you need to assist your baby into falling asleep, because their motto is at 4 months, that's the age that they learn to self-soothe, not a newborn, because they're highly dependent and not as aware and developed as an older baby. See, a lot of these sleep programs that I've looked into expect a newborn to know how to put themselves to sleep, whereas this one, it's like the gentle way of parenting, and it doesn't expect that. It just really guides you on how to deal with that time period. Now, don't get me wrong, we still have moments where Theo won't put himself to sleep. So if he's really distressed, I'll rock him or put his dummy in, but I try really hard not to do any of those negative sleep associations. So I'm gonna let you in a secret here, guys. My number one key to helping settle your baby is to so OHM. And I have been doing this since Theo was 4 days old. So this basically is a sound frequency which really settles your baby, and they actually teach this in yoga. I went to Mums and Bubs yoga, but my sister was the one who taught me this. She's actually a psychologist in children's mental health, so it's a little bit funny, but I'll demonstrate it to you. So you have to think of the deepest part of the sound coming from your stomach and then traveling up and sounding lighter. So how I like to think of it is the O comes deep from within the stomach, the H is coming from the throat and getting lighter, and the M is floating out of your head. So for example, it's really funny doing it on camera. I was actually like really shy with doing it at first, and I didn't want anyone to hear me, but I guess I did that every single day to help him sleep and settle down, and I just became confident, I guess, and was like, whatever, And then my partner does it too, and it really works well if a male does it because they do have the deeper voice. So Omin is very grounding for a newborn. Give it a go, because what have you got to lose? Well, that pretty much wraps it up with how I got Theo to sleep through the night. So thanks for watching, guys. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content like this, just subscribe to my channel. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.